Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops at the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, to you Edomites out there, you might want to get it through your skull. You might want to really understand that the Heavenly Father can definitely put a spirit on his people. Because I'm sure right now, they're still feeling the high, they're still triumphing over the Trump victory, which Trump was not selected for you white supremacists. He was not selected for you patriots. He was simply selected to continue to forward the New World Order agenda, which is why Elon Musk, posted that tweet. All right, the new world of an age. All right, the new world of the ages. So, a lot of them, they feeling themselves, and usually, this is when, because it happened last term, when Trump got in, and a lot of these Edomites, they was getting a bit bold. They was, vandalizing homes, with, hate-filled messages, racist paintings. They was putting nooses in different places. And, of course, they went to the internet and started, showing their true intentions, their true colors. We already know that the majority of you, you despise the Israelites because we're natural born enemies. We going back to the root where the Lord placed that enmity between the serpent and the seed of the woman. That woman representing Eve. So, that dynamic can't be broken. So we're always going to be enemies, but the Lord can easily put a spirit on Jake and rouse him up. But right now, they're trying to distract the masses, continuing, the racial tension, the divide, just to, bring forth chaos. They want to make sure that they keep that going. And Trump ain't even in office yet. Right now he's, making all kind of proposals on, what laws and bills that he's going to pass the moment, he gets into office. And you got all these shenanigans. You got the Obamas fleeing on private jets out of the country. So, they're trying to, pretty much keep the people distracted because they're really up to something. But you Edomites, don't think for a second that this devil won't eventually abandon you because you think he's in there for you. All right. You're going to be very disappointed. All right. And I'm going to laugh because like the scriptures say, and let me get it real quick. Let's go to Psalms 30, was it 7? It is Psalms 37 and verse 12. And it says, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. They never stop plotting. The higher ups, the wicked elite, they never stop plotting. But you can never see their plans coming from a mile away when you're easily distracted and sidetracked. So, you getting in there thinking that it's going to go back to the old days. He's going to restore America back to its heyday. When you thought that, everything was all white, you're sadly mistaken. They're plotting against pretty much everybody that's not down with the NWO. All right. But primarily, they're targeting the tribes, of course. Get Jake caught up because Jake, they always fall for this devil's pitfalls. They always fall for his traps and his devices, but we're not ignorant of his devices. Verse 13, it says, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. So this devil, his day is coming. And that's why, like it says in Revelation 12, he's going to come down having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So his day is definitely coming. So when they get Trump in there, he's going to move quickly. All right. And you're going to get to see that this man is actually a puppet. And, you people were just being used. All right. But message to you Edomites, y'all might want to consider the Lord can easily put a spirit on Jacob. All these insensitive racist jokes, and then you got these this generated racist text message, which I believe that was set up, because since when did these providers, these companies, how can they differentiate between, white customers and Jake customers to know what lines to actually send those messages to that only so-called black people was getting those messages. So let me play this little clip real quick because they're really trying to, rouse that spirit up. I mean, it was already being stirred up, before the elections, leading up to it. Okay. But now they really finna just go overboard with it. And you're going to start to see this tension rise. All right. Recently, you had a Jake that got found lynched in some town in North Carolina. And prior to that, I think somebody was hung in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, or Alabama, one of those states. Then the KKK, it was alleged that they was putting out the message that they was going to go on a hunt for so-called black women. So he really, he's going to really push, push the button, and it can definitely go south. So let me play this little news clip right here.
Tonight, the FBI says it is aware of racist text messages sent to African Americans across the country, including some Houston area residents.
Yeah, we spoke with the mother of a Sci-Fair ISD student who received a text which said, in part, quote, report to a plantation to pick cotton.
Stephen Going is joining us now with what she had to say. Stephen?
Mia, Len, we don't know who is sending these messages or why, but it appears there is some kind of coordination. Perhaps this person just wanted to get people in a frenzy after the election. Whatever the reason, we want to warn you again, some of the language in these messages is offensive.
It's disturbing that you would send it to somebody.
Laura Bass Brown says she was immediately concerned on Wednesday after her daughter, a student at Sywoods High School, sent her a screenshot of a text she'd received.
And she said it's a message that her and some of her friends received. And so I'm like, which friends? And so she said, all of my black friends.
The message, which greeted the 15-year-old by name, says in part, you have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Our executive slaves will come get you. At first, this mother thought,
maybe it's just hackers. I mean, with the election just happening.
But then her daughter sent screenshots of the messages her friends had also received.
They responded to the message, and a person responded back about them. They are going to have an owner, and the owner is going to feed them, make sure that, it's like they went on for other things. And I'm like, no, it's a person doing it.
The messages came from an unknown number. Bass Brown believes the sender used an app to spoof a new number. Tonight, she says, she considers the message a threat.
To have somebody threaten their their lives or threaten their livelihood or threaten their family's livelihood, it becomes uncomfortable.
FBI Houston has confirmed it's aware of the messages, and in the past 48 hours, there have been multiple similar reports of Black Americans receiving messages like this in close to a dozen states. But wherever the messages came from, whether hackers, pranksters, or a foreign adversary, this mother says it's not okay.
It's like this should not be sent to any student, black, brown, blue, purple, yellow, whatever.
Now, attorneys general in states like Virginia have already condemned these messages. We reached out to the Texas Attorney General's office. We've not yet heard back to our request for an interview or a statement. If you received one of these messages, you can report that to the FBI. Len?
So it went to just straight black students. How and it's like, how did they know what line to send it to? So, clearly they're stirring this thing up. All right, right before this dude even get in the office, they're already stirring this thing up. All right. Now, even if this is just a joke that they're running on Jake, I mean, it really substantiates that we got to be the people, because the curse said that we would be basically a proverb and a byword. Basically, they would make mockery of us as a people. All right, make mockery of our suffering and the things that we endured in this wicked kingdom. And it's not really nothing to joke about. But Esau apparently finds that amusing. All right. Deuteronomy 28:37, it says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a byword, it's like a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." So they'll run an open joke on Jake like that, and they do it to the other tribes too. All right, but they're trying to, for some reason, they're picking with Judah, and Judah is known to, after a while, they're known to not just lay down, like that old lion, or lay down all tamed and weak. Jake has been weakened over the course of time because of, massive indoctrination, being emasculated, being taught feminism. So it really softened Jake, attacking Jake's masculinity. All right, trying to get him in touch with being feminine and not being who he's supposed to be naturally according to his biological nature. But Jake, at the end of the day, is still Jake. Okay. And you see, you go here to the word proverb. The word is mashal. And it says a proverb, parable, proverbial saying, aphorism, byword, similitude, parable. And usually it's a way to deride and scorn, the people, and get Jake, to be humiliated, to be afraid. Byword is from the word shana'ina, and it says sharp word, sharp cutting word, taunt, gibe, a taunt. So those messages can be used as a taunt to actually, rouse Jake up. A remark made in order to anger, wound, or provoke someone. All right. And that's what, these are not jokes to Jake. Because I guarantee you it would be met with way more, it would be, if they had the same energy and they was posting what they call anti-Semitic content, or if they sent out messages about the so-called Holocaust and talking about ovens and stuff like that, and sent those in text messages to nothing but small hats, this would be even bigger story. They would be making a huge fuss all throughout the media. You know? And Trump will probably even, get on the internet and make a tweet and denounce the whole thing and pretty much probably put something into play or make a threat that, whoever's doing that, we're going to have some kind of penalty for you. But Jake, they get to be a proverb and a byword, and, life goes on. You see? So people can be insensitive, when it comes to our people, but you better not say nothing about the small hat. So I'll let you know we under the curse. All right. And then you had this ugly ass Edomite right here. She made this joke on I don't know if that was Facebook. I'm not sure what social media platform this was posted at, but she had the nerve to make this joke and thought it was funny. If slavery come back, who all want to be mines? Swear I'm gonna be the coolest massa ever, with the laughing emojis. And they didn't take too kindly of that, of course. And what they did was they ended up doxing her ass and found out where she worked, because the internet is undefeated. And they submitted the receipts to her employer, and now her ass is without a job. All right, these little stank ass trailer trash Edomite. All right, but these are base people. All right, these are descendants from what you call wild men, like the apostles just did lessons going into it. These were basically just filthy, unsanitized, base people. Job referred to them as base men. They're viler than the earth. But yet these same people can actually look down upon you and talk some shit and make insensitive racist jokes about you. Job 30. Yeah, this is Job 30. And I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Which we know during the fall of the Roman Empire, they went into exile, and a lot of them fled up north. All right, when they were expelled, and they went up into those mountains. They ended up in Georgia, Russia, in those in the Caucasus Mountains, in the caves of the earth, basically, where they lived a very base subhuman lifestyle. All right, they wasn't clean shaven. All right, they didn't know how to bathe. They let their hair grow out, so hair was all over their body from head to toe. It says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yet children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And the word base means low. Now I remember it was going viral a few years back because you had a bunch of these Edomite women. They would see a Jake in a neighborhood or at a public park, and they would harass Jake and about why they're in that particular area. They would harass Jake, question him and call the police on him. And they ended up developing a term for them. They called them Karen. So every time these type of incidents would occur, they was being called Karen. That became like a byword in itself. And I remember looking up that word Karen in an etymology dictionary, and the word Karen in a Burmese language, going back to Burma, which is over in East Asia, they pronounce it Karang. All right, Karen as Karang, and it means wild or a low person, a low man, or a wild person. So that word actually fit them, because when you go back and you look up the wild men, it was them Edomites, man, living real vile and real low. Okay, they were not a mythical people; they were real people. That was them Edomites. Job is talking about it. Verse 9, it says, "And now I am their song, yeah, I am their byword." So they could just taunt you, and they feeling themselves, and they're triumphant because they feel like this was a win, this is a victory. So everything is going to go back to the glory days. But that's not going to happen, because this place is still spiraling. It's still going down the drain. Trump is not going to lift this place out of the $30+ trillion debt that it's in. All right, it's not going to happen. This place is going to fall hard, and it's going to take more. All the things that he wants to do is going to take even more money. So the inflation is not going to reduce. It's going to get worse. Then he has to put all the money into these transhuman projects. All right, forwarding more biometric technology, putting everything into place, and he's going to definitely forward the MOTB. We believe he's going to be the one to do it. All right, and when it gets real tight over there in the so-called Middle East, because Iran, they still sitting on something. Trump has to show his loyalty to his overlords, the small hat overlords that put him in. So that's not going to die down. More money got to be applied towards that. And then the fact that you got a bunch of Generation Z citizens that is not interested in joining the military is going to be a forced draft. They're gonna draft, and that's going to be a war in itself. People are going to be trying to resist. They don't want to fight in that war. You Edomites, you going to go over there and fight that banker's war? While you over here talking shit, you going to be getting sent over there too. And you damn sure ain't coming back. So verse 10, it says, "They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face." And that, which is that's an insult and it's assault. But that's how these devils feel about you. And now they're just voicing it louder now that, the great white hope is back in. But there's nothing for the Lord to, raise Jacob and put that spirit on him. Let's go to the one in Genesis 49. This is Genesis 49 and I'll start at verse 8. And it says, "Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies." King David, when he sung a song, he kind of, quoted this. And he said that he was going to, beat them as the dust of the earth. And he did get his hands on them Edomites. For sure. Him and Joab went into Edom, and he put hands on you. Slaughtered a lot of you and took your women for concubines. Took your children for slaves. And when Yahushua comes back, the line of Judah, that's when that process is really going to begin. It says, "Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art going up." After you didn't got your food. You know, think of a wild animal like a lion that just attacked its prey and ripped them up and you know, was able to have a good full course meal. And then he gets up from it and then he goes and go lay down and chill for a bit. Jake been chilling for a while here. But all it takes is for the Lord to you know, stir Jake up and rouse him up. It says he stooped down, he coucheth as a lion and as an old lion, right? Who shall rouse him up? Right now, Jake is as an old lion, but the Lord can easily rouse him up. All right. I think there was a video shared by a brother on Instagram where you had this Edomite, he called the Jake the N word, the N bomb. And all you could see was him narrating the camera, and the camera's focused on the Edomite, and he's laid on his back facing up. No movement. So basically he pretty much got slept, got his ass knocked out. And Jake was like, you know, I understand Trump is in office, but we're not gonna allow y'all to get this reckless, this bold. You know, he basically, you see that dude laid out over there? I did that. Because we not finna have that. Just because Trump is in, you know, he won, that don't mean nothing. And I wish I can find where that video is at so I can, you know, play it. It was a funny ass video. But yeah, man, the Lord can easily do that. All right, without your sword, you're weak. You go back to Genesis 25. The angel literally said that one people shall be stronger than the other people, and it's quite evident who the stronger people are if we take away your guns and the technology. You know, physically, man to man, you don't hold a candle to Jake. I'll give you your Russians, though. The Russians, they're the toughest ones. But the rest of you weak. You know, you really wouldn't want those issues. You look at that word rouse. It's from the word quawam or quam, which means to rise or to arise. And it says to rise, arise, stand, rise up, stand up, to arise, hostile sense. So the Lord can put that spirit on Jake. They can arise in a hostile sense. All right. That evil eye that they have towards their brother, according to the curse, the Lord can easily channel that same spirit from that curse and focus it at you. And it plus it coincides with prophecy because the Lord said nation shall rise up against nation. That's ethnos against ethnos. So ultimately the Lord can be stirring his spirit up anyway. All right. And you see the rest of the definition. But the Lord can he can do it. No problem. So you devils might want to, you know, reconsider. With all this, you know, all this triumphing, you know, you getting all extra bold and loud, you know, with your false sense of superiority and, you know, your hatred. Because we can't forget also Isaiah 19 said that Judah will be a terror unto Egypt. Just wait till the Lord put that spirit on him. Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, Isaiah 19 and 17. And he that make mention of it shall be basically afraid. Let me go to Numbers 23. This Numbers 23 and 24 says, behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. And that spirit was once upon us as a people. And of course, when the elect finally gets that power, the elect is going to get busy. All right. Let's get Micah 5. That's when you're going to finally get to see the lions. They're going to really get the pouncing. Micah 5:8 says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. When the Lord, put that spirit on his, because the scriptures say, Israel is his battle axe and weapons of war, and with them he can, beat in pieces, many nations, and eventually the Lord's going to use us to do so. But Yahweh Shai is going to come first, and he's going to roar from on high. Okay, because he said, "Vengeance is mine; I'm going to repay." All right, that day burns in his heart to come back and avenge not only what happened to him during, when he was on the scene, when they pierced him, but his elect, which is the governing body, they're going to be right along with him. So right now, you devils, you can laugh now. The scriptures say, let me get Job. Job 20, starting at verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, says man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And it's but for a moment. You had your time, and we're at the end of that time. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that followeth. So we're reaching the end of your reign. So, don't think that this is how it all ends, and this is it. Trump, he's here to stay, and he's going to rule forever, and y'all going to get to live like it's the early 1900s. No, that's not happening. So anyway, I just want to put that out there, and Lord willing, this was edifying. Let me give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.